Can you talk a little bit about how the civilian population's reactions to you would change over the
Yeah,
over the course
yeah,
of the year?
sure. I mean, when the initial invasion phase was over, around late April, May of 2003, the Iraqis were totally open and optimistic. They were welcoming. We used to say that driving through town was like being on a Mardi Gras float. I mean, people literally came out and bring you tea, would kiss you. They were so grateful and so incredibly optimistic. And over time, we didn't deliver on our promises. We didn't create a safe place. We didn't give people jobs. We didn't get the infrastructure up and running. So those very basic needs weren't met. And people started getting pissed off. So I think that's a natural reaction. If we shut all the lights off in Brooklyn and shut off the sanitation and took away the clean drinking water, people would be pissed off. It's a natural human reaction. So that started to build and develop, and then when the insurgency fully developed in like late '03, early '04, the violence just compounded it. So the Iraqis, and not all of them, but many of them were pissed off, they were frustrated, they were angry, and they were unemployed. So it's a really nasty mix that creates a perfect storm for an insurgency. So I think at their core, Iraqis are good people. And I think Americans need to understand that not every Iraqi is running around with a suicide vest on. They're not all fundamentalists. There are people who are teachers and students and bus drivers and accountants, just like in every other society. But the leaders in Washington really didn't do a good job of understanding the Iraqi people and the individuals that make up the Iraqi population, and therefore the soldiers were unprepared. So long-winded answer, but it started out with really positive feedback, like a Mardi Gras parade, and then it developed into getting blown up every time we left the gate. So it was pretty much a 180 shift over the course of our year there. And it didn't have to be that way. I think that's the other thing too. Granted, I think a lot of people in this country now think that the war was a mistake, but there was a time in '03 and '04 where we could have fixed things. If we were serious about it and you had the adequate number of troops and electricians and all the other bits and pieces, the Iraqis wouldn't have turned against us in the same way they did.